All right, this video is going to be on the whole shooting thing, and what I'm going to say here is this. This is just flat out honesty. The Democrats in the left wing, far left, whatever. Even it looks like the whole Democrat Party at this point. I'm just going to say it plain and simple that you guys do not give a crap about children. Y'all don't care about children. You don't care about people. You sit back and say that you're the party for the people and stuff like that. Of course you're not the party for the people, because if you really, really cared about people being, gun violence and stuff like that, then you would march your behind right over there in Chicago. I can't take you seriously. You can't in Chicago. I'd march you over there to Detroit and all these other cities where black folks are just gunning each other down left and right. And see, the thing is, you don't want to touch that, because if you go over there and start talking about all the black on black gun violence and stuff like that, then black folks are going to start calling you racist. See, it's not really, you really don't care. It's just like I say to these pro-blacks, and they talking in Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, and hollering about Black Lives Matter. You guys don't care about black lives if you only care about the black lives that's taken by a white person. You don't care about people. You don't care about kids and stuff like that, or people that are victim of gun violence, if you only worry about certain killings. You're just fine with black folks gunning each other down, 17 killed, and I forgot how many injured. Yeah, you don't give a damn about those. You don't care about the numbers that are so much more in inner cities. You don't care about that. So how can I take you seriously and you act like some kind of moral freaking, you're taking a moral high ground here, if you only care about certain deaths? And you only care about those deaths because the shooter deaths, you only care about those because those are the ones that make the news. Just like that you only care about the black deaths if they're taken by somebody white, because that makes the news. Isn't that funny? You only care about the deaths that make the news so that you can further your agenda. In Black Lives Matter, in a white officer, or somebody kills a black person, then of course that's a big thing. If it's an officer or somebody kills somebody that kills a white person, or it doesn't matter. It's no big deal. That doesn't matter. So of course you don't really care about the victims of gun violence, because you only care about certain ones that'll actually get your little gun control and gun restrictions and stuff like that further. You want to further that agenda right there. You only care about the ones that you can that can further your cause. That's the reason that I agree with Ben Shapiro. There's some stuff I do not agree with him on, probably because he's more of a religious guy. But that I will say this: I agree with him blasting Piers Morgan and saying that you're standing on. He was talking about Sandy Hook, and he said you're standing on the graves of kids to further something like that, to further your agenda. That's what the left is doing. They stand on the grave of kids just to further their agenda. Because if you really cared about gun violence and stuff like that, then you would be marching to these inner cities where this stuff is happening every weekend in greater numbers. But you know what? That ain't a big deal, because that don't make news. That's my thoughts on it. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that. We'll see you on the next one. I will say that I find it necessary to add that I'm actually I'm not a gun enthusiast, but I will say that I'm not a guy that sits there and says that what somebody should and should not have. I'm not one of these guys. I mean, I don't need, I'm into motorsports and stuff like that. I don't need that kind of power, but I want it. So to sit back and tell somebody what they can and can't have, or what they should and shouldn't have, is freaking ludicrous. We're in America, and we live in a land of the free. You can do what you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And 9 times out of 10, probably 99 or 99 times out of 100, gun owners are doing what they're supposed to do. So we're trying to take the margin and let that be the reason to just change everything. And to sit back and try to start making policy changes whenever we're emotional. When you're emotional, I've said this in a previous video, I heard it. I'm into different kind of zombie novels and stuff like that. And one of the zombie novels, he actually said, when you put emotion into any equation, you cannot trust the results. That is absolutely true. when you go off the cuff and get emotional, you end up doing stuff that wasn't the smartest thing to do. So that's my opinion on it. I think people should be able to have what they want to have. If that's what they want to have, as long as they're obeying the law, they'll take the stuff to the gun range and stuff like that. What's the problem? There are people that are going to get stuff. I will say that we need to help people. We need to have people that have mental problems and stuff like that. We need to make sure that these people are not in control or getting their access to firearms. Other than that, just to sit back and try to blanket take people's guns away, their hobbies away, is bullcrap. Or the way they protect their family away is bullcrap. And trying to tell somebody what they can and can't have, and what it really want. See, people say you have the gun owners or the gun people that oppose guns and stuff like that. They'll say, well, you shouldn't have these type guns. Really, they don't want you to have any. They'll say, well, you have to protect your home. Yeah, those guns will be next. Handguns will be next, because let's be honest, handguns take more lives than an AR-15 or anything like that. So figured I'd add that little part. I realized that I didn't actually say what my stance is on guns. So I spliced that into the end of my other video. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think there. And law-abiding people should be able to have what they want to have. If they want to get into guns, what's wrong with that? Who are you to say what they can and can't have? Anyway, comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that again. And see you in the next one. All right.